day for us to get together, to learn, to share, and to shape the future of education together. So let's get started now. You see in the US, even globally, students' learning needs are increasingly diverse across academic mastery level, their language disability requirements. On top of everything, AI will shape the future of workforce needs. We know that personalized learning works, but it has been more of an aspiration than a reality. Why? You see here the 3 pillars for personalized learning: curriculum, assessment, data analytics. They are siloed in the traditional ed-tech systems. It's up to teachers manually to bridge the gaps. Imagine a teacher's life. For many of you, you are living in this reality, right, as educators. And teachers need to analyze incoming cohort students' baseline characteristics, their interest, identify area for improvement, then adapt the standard curriculum assessments to meet individual students' learning needs. Once the students submit their work, teachers will need to analyze the students' work, power the next cycle of instructional improvement and personalization. These non-teaching tasks force teachers to spend 29 hours per week out of a 54 hours school week schedule to focus on those tasks, patching the gaps. And this has become one of the top reasons for teacher burnout. And some of you may know, teaching is one of the top professions in the United States for burnout. And we don't want that part of statistics, right? And it's not an individual teacher's failure, it's a system breakdown. So our solution at Colleague AI, we started with saving teachers time while improve their instructional quality. So far, our research have identified saving teachers 50 to 60% of those non-teaching tasks. While Colleague AI is not a point solution, it has now become a comprehensive education technology platform that we can support the entire learning cycle at scale. So we're also not Batman, you're the Batman, right? We're Robin, we show up every single day in your workflow to support you to become the superhero in front of your students. And we help you to bridge in-class at-home learning as well for your students. So our mission is every learner has a fully personalized learning pathway aligned with their strengths, goals, AI workforce opportunities. How do we deliver this? We built AI-powered agents. And then those agents integrate into teachers' workflow and students' learning flow as well. And with a simple prompt, teachers can generate these multimedia engaging learning materials aligned with the learning standards and students' learning needs. As you see on the screen, it's not just the text. It includes graphics, slide, audio, and simulation, like launching the space rocket here, right? And while students are learning about mathematics. Next, we walk into the classroom alongside with teachers. We support one-on-one interactions, creating immersive learning experience through live chat, gamified quiz, and assessment. Kevin will show a product demo very shortly. And we also provide teachers with AI Grader. AI Grader offers detailed feedback, but it's fully under teachers' design, teachers' supervision. After that, we offer students' growth insights. Students' growth insights serve as a personal data analyst. It gives teacher a clear view of the whole class level and individual students' engagement, interests, and learning gaps to better support each learners. As you can see, that Colleague AI is not just to perform one function for teachers, right? It's aiming to include and power teachers' plan, do, study, act cycle. And we're not just empowering teachers to do plan, do, study, act cycle. We also empower school and district leaders to carry out this multi-level system improvement informed by your live data. So this is an example for a school leader. They can use colleague AI to analyze students' baseline standardized tests, identify gaps in the existing instructional program, and also you see on the other side of the screen, colleague AI can support school leaders to design school climate survey, administer that, and then analyze the data to power school leaders to think about how do I better engage my students and build my students' well-being and come up with data-informed community engagement strategies. And similarly, at the district level, our organizational insights, if you were in our session early in this morning, Team Chauberg from Tacoma Public Schools just demo how their school district have been using organizational insights to power the targeted professional development for teachers, reflect on their curriculum offering. And so by this point, as you can see, colleague AI isn't a simple AI chat wrapper. It is a workflow embedded tool for educators for district system transformation. So this is data of impact in students' learning outcome from Haley from Federal Way School District. Haley is back over there. She will come to the front soon to showcase how she has been using colleague AI. Our goal is to replicate these success cases in many other classrooms. We wanted to achieve 1.5 grade level growth in students' learning outcome, just as Haley did in her classroom. And we want the students who struggle the most in the traditional education system benefit the most from AI adoption in schools. So as Haley oftentimes say, that we wanted to bring back joy to teaching. Many of you know our history, and we are a spin-off from University of Washington. Our initial R&D are funded by the US Department of Education and National Science Foundation. So we spin off in June 2024. By September 2025, we officially incorporate into a C corporation. So within 18 months of a spin-off, we grow from 200 educators who were labeling data on the platform to 180,000 users, including not just educators, but school administrators, leaders, even think tank, now using our platform as their workflow, and students. So we're now in 50 states in the US and across 79 countries. And we now also partner with the school district in 15 states. With that, I'm gonna invite our CTO, Kevin, come over to share with you more about our product roadmap, get your feedback so that we can align with your practice in the next few years more closely.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kevin. I'm the co-founder and the CTO of the Colleague AI. Probably many of you know me, and we work together on some of the product ideas, technical questions, or integration needs. So today I want to use this opportunity to walk you through some of our product roadmap this year. So yes, so our product roadmap actually guided by this key goal is to expand the colleague AI capabilities in the US and also expand it to the internationally. And the first is the classroom and the student-facing features. So we hear many of the school district leaders express the kind of feedback that our current classroom-facing feature is not enough. So we heavily invest into this area. And one example is the voice AI agent. So I'm gonna quickly show you a demo. That.
Pass over here for now. No. Make sure
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
On how to make this better.
Okay. Start from beginning.
My name is Alexander. Today I will show you how to use Colleague AI's live chat for students.
Hi there, how can I help you today?
So I'll tell you what I see on this image, and you can give me feedback on how to make this better.
That sounds good. I'm ready to hear your story and give you some feedback.
From what I see on the image, I see that a father and a son are walking into the grocery store, and they're headed for a small aisle in the back with some lunch bags.
That's an interesting detail to notice. So you think they are heading towards the aisle with the lunch bags? What makes you think that?
Because in the very back, there are multiple bags, and they're walking straight past without looking at anything except for straight in front of them.
Ah, you're noticing their direction of movement and their focused gaze directly towards that aisle. That's a good detail to include. What might make them so determined to go straight to those bags? What is likely to happen next?
Likely they want to grab one of those bags, and they might want one of those bags so they can pack the little child's lunch.
That's a very logical conclusion, connecting their action to a practical purpose for the child's lunch. That gives the story a clear intention. What might happen next once they get to the bags?
Once they get to the bags, they might want to find something to pack into the bags, because the bag will be worthless to them if there's nothing to put in it.
That makes sense. Once they have the bag, they will need to select what to put inside for lunch. What kind of items do you think they might choose?
I think I'm ready to make a conclusion sentence. What type of conclusion sentence should I make?
A conclusion sentence should summarize the main point of your story. Based on the actions you've described, what is the overall message or feeling you want your audience to take away?
I don't know. Can you help me?
You could briefly mention how the father and son successfully got the bag and found what they needed for the child's lunch, showing a completed task or accomplishment. Or you could focus on the teamwork or connection between the father and son as they work together to prepare the lunch. Which sounds more appealing to you for your story's ending?
I think the first one would be the best.
Excellent choice. So you're leaning towards a conclusion that highlights the completion of their task by getting the bag and finding the items. How would you phrase that in a single sentence?
I think I would say the father and the son went to the lunch bags and packed a peanut butter jelly sandwich into them.
That clearly describes the completion of their task. It brings your short story to a close, showing they achieved their goal. Do you want to try making any changes to that sentence, or do you feel good about it?
I think I feel good about it. Thank you.
I think it's in this. The same one.
Is this one?
I believe so.
Oh,
You can just go back to
to the first
the
one.
first tab, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes. So this is still working in progress, and we already started working with some of the teachers to get more feedback. And this is not final, like a student-facing features. But as we continue to improve, and we hopefully to bring this capability to many of the users soon. And second is that we start to build our own out the curriculum and assessment libraries, that including the public libraries and also organization libraries. So we hear many of the school district expects to have their own organization libraries that we are working very hard on that part. So next is the building the digital, we are building the digital student profiles. So these profiles will kind of grow over time as the students use our platform to engage with AIs, as well as be able to integrate with school districts' SIS systems. So altogether, these integrations enable us to offer a much better kind of user experience to the both teachers as well as the students. So last, all those integrations is very important. We feel is that can integrate with this MTSS framework that our state is adopting. And then the last is we are behind the scenes. As Dr. Sun mentioned about our platform, we have lots of AI agents. So behind the scenes, we are improving the efficiency among those agents. So those agents will work together and make the teachers' workflow even more coherent. So imagine like teachers generate the slides, generate the worksheets, and then be able to quickly integrate into the classroom and then distribute to the students. And then the students responded and then can quickly get back about the insights. So that's what we are also working on. So all together, so we want to make our platforms it's a unified curriculums, assessments, and then data analytics platform for the entire like personalized learnings. So thank you so much, and
Hi, so I'm Lief Esbenshade. I work on the research side of Colleague AI, and I'm the Assistant Director of Research and Technology Development at Amplify Learn AI Center at the University of Washington. As Min mentioned in our Colleague AI journey, Colleague AI started at the University of Washington and has spun out as an independent company, but we still work very closely together with our research center. And so at Amplify Learn, we are bringing together researchers, educators, and technology developers to study and guide how generative AI can be incorporated into learning and teaching and help students and teachers. Our research work spans national surveys where we try to gather information from teachers all across the country to understand what they're doing with AI. There's a report we put out covering last spring on the emerging practices of generative AI in math and science education. It's available on our website where you can read about it. We'll be following up this spring to see how things are changing, what trends are appearing, what's going on. We've also worked closely with teachers across Washington State to develop Colleague AI and understand how they can use it. We have a report available there as well on AI as a teaching partner. We worked with teachers from many of the districts I see represented in this room over 7 weeks to closely test all of these features of Colleague AI and understand how they would integrate with the teacher's workflow, how they could support teachers in their work with students, and then bring that research back to Colleague AI to make it better and to make it a more effective learning platform. One of the pieces of research I wanted to highlight goes sort of back to our origins, where we started working with teachers to deeply understand learning materials. And working closely over a matter of months with many teachers, we ended up labeling over 2 million data points to really fully understand what makes for high quality learning materials. And then we took that information and we used it to build quality measures. And then we trained an AI system to recognize and search for those quality measures so that we could both use that to build high quality materials and then also guide teachers in how they can make whatever materials they already have to work with better. So this is available as our quality measures on the platform. So whenever a teacher uploads a lesson plan or anything else, they have access to these. They can ask our AI system to analyze their lesson, and it'll tell them in detail what's working well, what areas to improve. And of course, anything we generate is going to be building all of those checks in to make sure it meets all of the quality we would expect for it. And we are bringing this, I should say, this method of deeply understanding the domain and bringing it to the AI generation. That's how we build everything on the platform. It all is integrating that deep connection between quality and generation. One of our other studies that we're working on right now, we have a number of school districts we've partnered with to implement colleague AI. They're using it in their districts this fall. And one of the big problems we've seen with education technology over the last 2 decades is that you can build an incredible pilot, you can make a really good tool, and then there's implementation and what happens in the classroom. And that's what we're studying right now, is how are teachers using it, what works well for them, what improvements do we need to make, how can we make this platform even better and more effective for teachers. So as of right now, we have over 2,800 teachers who have been using the platform between September and December. We're looking into the usage patterns, understanding exactly what they were doing, and we're connecting with the districts to bring in some district data, including student test scores on some of their interim exams, information about teacher licensure, years of experience, so we can see, our very experienced teachers who've been in the classroom for 20 years, are they doing things differently than new teachers who just started? What about teachers with a lot of multilingual learning students or teachers with a lot of special education students? How are they using it differently, and how can we bring those improvements back to colleague? Our mid-year report, I'm committing to it publicly right now. It'll be out sometime next month, but end of the month. And we'll share that with you to share what we're learning as we're building this platform. Great. So we share these reports. We share them publicly with you. We also are engaged in the academic community. We share at peer-reviewed conferences. We publish in peer-reviewed journals. And then all of this ultimately is coming back to our colleague development, where we work closely with our school partnership and education success teams to create colleague AI. So with that, I'll ask Eric to come up for our head of school partnership. If you have any questions about our research projects, please just ask me about them. We'd love to talk about it. And there's some of you I'm going to be coming to find later.
Just want to introduce myself. I've met a lot of you at the conference already, and I have to say, this has been a really great one. This is my first time at NCCE. I'm located down in Southern California, so I don't come up here quite as often. But I've been really enjoying it. Sorry. Gotta navigate myself here. Just to give you a little bit of background. Oh, yeah, sure, you got it. Gotta be on video here. Give you a little bit of background. I've been in ed tech for 13 years, so I've literally rolled out hundreds of different implementations for districts of all sizes. I mean, districts up to 300,000 kids, and then individual schools down to maybe even 30 kids, right? Probably in every single state. I mean, I've had customers in Alaska and Hawaii, Florida, I mean, all over the country. Who I usually partner with, being the head of partnerships, is districts who are looking to evaluate colleague AI versus other platforms, people who have questions and are trying to figure it out. Of course, I support pilots as well, so people who are doing in the middle of their pilot process, I'll work with them. But really what I'm doing here is I'm trying to learn as much as I can from all of you, because I get a chance to share best practices, right? I go from district to district, I hear what's working, I soak it all up, and then I try to share it with others. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to come up. Like I said, I've probably met half of you already, but looking forward to working with the rest of you.
Hi everyone, my name is Alex. You may know my name from the email invitation. Thank you all for joining us today. And some of you may have joined our research study for design the features on the platform, or we have been communicating over Zoom for a very long time, so it feels surreal to see you 3D actually. Yeah, so thank you so much. We really appreciate your presence today. So I'm the head of education success. You may ask, what is education success? Never heard of it. So we are the team bridge the innovative technology and cutting edge research insights to the real world classroom practices. To achieve this goal, we have gathered a dynamic group. We have classroom teachers, instructional coaches, now serve as the cameraman, and we have the retired school district admins, and also we have the AI in education researchers. So our goal is to expand the AI capacity in organization and also advance the individual educators' AI competency. So to do that, we have collaborated with organizations such as local ESDs. We have been offering clock hours for PD with pages on ESD and also Capital Region ESD. So if you are interested in those, you can check on their website. We also publish those information timely on our social media and the newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to those, why not? Please subscribe. Okay, and we also collaborate with University of Washington College of Education to offer certifications for educators who have the competency to operate AI tools and also modeling responsible usage for their students. So if you are interested in engage with colleague AI a little bit more for yourself, or if you are interested in bring colleague AI to your school districts, you want to do any AI related training, please contact us and keep that email thread open, please. Thank you.
I am able to do this. It's because of this incredible team. I just cannot ask for a better team to work with. So with that, I'm gonna invite my partner in crime, Justin. We are ready for two of us chatting about the benefit, risk of AI adoption in schools.